7H Jake Howlett, 92. Andy Forsberg, 56. C. Carson Hamas. And the 3 Cole Schroeder. 8 laps, top 5 transfer. Again, heat race winner to the dash along with the fastest transfer car. So if Max Mitchery finishes top 5, he will also be dash bound. Heat race number 1 coming your way here at the 25th running of the Mel and Marlin Hall Memorial. We're green off 4. Everyone kind of stacking up. We stay clean and green, however, as Colby Copeland pops out to the early lead. Ahead of Brad Bumgarner. Check out Mr. Excitement. Andy Forsberg to the inside of Max Mitchery. Move Forsberg into 4th. He's coming after Garcia now. Into turn 1. Andy Forsberg moves into 3rd. Garcia sideways. Luckily, Jake Howlett able to take evasive action. He'll make the pass as well down the backstretch. 2 laps down this time by for Colby Copeland. Brad Bumgarner in 2nd. Andy Forsberg up into 3rd. Forsberg now tries a little higher line through 1 and 2 in his pursuit to Brad Bumgarner for the runner-up spot. Behind them, Max Mitchery and Jake Howlett. Forsberg all over Bumgarner here with 3 laps down. Keep in mind, each position you improve in your heat race does better your starting spot for the feature. Forsberg going to work on Bumgarner. Down low, move 6-time. Hall Memorial winner, Andy Forsberg, the 2nd. That'll relegate Bumgarner back to 3rd, followed by Mitchery and Howlett. Gage, Garcia, Cole Schroeder, and Carson Hamas. 5 laps down and 3 to go for Roseville's Colby Copeland. Looking good up front in the Bianchi Farms North Star Concrete Pumping 5B. Andy Forsberg solidly into the 2nd spot now, followed by Bumgarner and Mitchery and Howlett. Looking there at Gage Garcia going to work on Howlett for the final transfer spot as the white flag waves this time by. Colby Copeland looking to put the Jim and Annette Van Leer owned 5B into the dash here this evening. Final set of corners up front, and Colby Copeland wins the opening heat race. Andy Forsberg 2nd, Brad Bumgarner 3rd, Max Mitchery 4th, and Gage Garcia gets the final transfer on the final lap. Now they have a good drive for Colby Copeland in the 5V. He'll move into tonight's dash. How about Andy Forsberg making some moves as well up the 2nd? Going to get a much better starting spot by making that charge. Brad Bumgarner came up 3rd, Max Mitchery 4th. Mitchery also dash bound. And the final transfer on the final lap, Gage Garcia 28th. Final finishers, Jake Howlett, Cole Schroeder, and Carson Hamas heading to the semi. So heat race number 1 exits back to the pit area. Next up will be BR Motorsports heat race number 2. And how about this front row? On the pole last night, drove from last to 5th in Chico from Oroville, 54X, the Shark, Sean Becker. And it was outside the winner last night in Chico from Aromas, the Yuba Sutter Aviation 4SA, Justin Sanders. Row 2 to the inside from Livermore, 61, Travis Lapat. To the outside, fastest in this heat race from Sassoon City, the FNF X1, Chance Grasky. 3rd row to the inside out of Marysville now, the 17J is Josh Young, who is outside Overland Park, Kansas driver Jace Park in the 10X. Final row to the inside out of Marysville, the 55D is Dawson Thomas. On the outside, the 56 out of Roseville is Taylor Hall. Same story in this one, top 5 transfer winner automatically to the dash along with the fastest transfer car. Well, heat race number 2 presented by BR Motorsports, again taking shape behind the Elk Grove Ford Pace truck. Sean Becker, 54X, the Golden Valley Auto Body Sprinter on the pole alongside the 4SA of Justin Sanders. Sanders number 2 in all-time SCCT wins, 14 to his credit. Shane Golovic, the all-time leader in wins, with 17. Then Sanders at 14 and Dominic Selzy at 10. So it's Becker, Sanders on the front row, Travis Labat and Chance Grasky in row number 2. Josh Young, Jace Park, Dawson Hamas, and Taylor Hall. Once again in this heat race, Chance Grasky in the X1, if he finishes top 5, he will move into the dash. If he can win the heat race, he would earn the pole position in the dash. Might be a tough chore here, however, with Becker and Sanders on the front row. Lights are out, 8 laps of distance. 2 of the best all time to do it in California when it comes to sprint car racing. Sean Becker, Justin Sanders. In a turn 1, give the lead to the Dale Miller Septic 4SA of Justin Sanders. Chance Grasky looking to challenge Sean Becker down low for the runner-up spot. Down the front straightaway they go. Sanders leads the opening circuit. Over Becker, Chance Grasty, and Jace Park. Travis Lavott, Josh Young going at it as well for the final transfer spot. 2 laps down for Sanders. His lead 1.3 seconds over Becker, Chance Grasty, Jace Park, and Josh Young. Behind him, Travis Lavott, Dawson Thomas, and Taylor Hall. Last time by Sanders down to a 13.2 second lap. That's the fastest circuit in this heat race up to this point. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Sanders last season again picked up his second ever victory in the Mel and Marlin Hall Memorial. That time by 3 laps left. Cars stringing out around the Marysville Raceway quarter mile. Josh Young still possessing that final transfer spot in the 17J. Flag and Darren Stahl this time by will unveil the white flag to the Aromas driver. Thompson's Dealerships and Rant Corporation, Yuba Sutter Aviation, all sponsoring the 4SA. Final set of corners, and he'll punch his ticket to the High Sierra Dash. Justin Sanders gets it done. Sean Becker finishes second. Chance Grasty will also be dash bound. Jace Park and Josh Young, your final transfers. Well, there you have it, looking to cap off the weekend with another win here tonight from Aromas. Justin Sanders wins heat race number 2. He'll move into the High Sierra Industries dash. Sean Becker second. Chance Grasty also moves into the dash by way of his qualifying time. He finished third. Jace Park was fourth, and Josh Young rounded out the top 5. Travis Lavott, Dawson Thomas, and Taylor Hall will hit into tonight's B main. Heat race number 3 presented by King Racing Products as everyone at CaliDirt.tv takes a look there at the NRAC 4SA at Justin Sanders. Front row for heat race number 3 will look like this on the pole out of Kerman. We find the number 2, it's going to be Brooklyn Holland. And we're outside from nearby Yuba City, California, 25, Seth Stanley. Row 2 to the inside, the 4-time Marysville Raceway Track champion from Grass Valley, 6W, Billy Wallace. To the outside, the fastest qualifier in Group E time trials from Templeton, 7C, Caleb Montgomery. Third row to the inside out of Woodland, it's the 9X of Peter Paulson. And to the outside, Loomis Lake Drive, last year's sprint car champion, Koa Crane in the 24K. Final row to the inside, you saw him do the memorial lap earlier on for his grandparents from Grass Valley. 54 is going to be Carson Hall. And your final starter, another longtime veteran out of Grass Valley, the 15 is Pat Harvey Jr. So same deal here, 8 cars, 8 laps, top 5, moving on to the big show. Well, again, heat race number 3 presented by King Racing Products for the Elk Grove Ford Sprint Car Challenge Tour. Brooklyn Holland out of Kerman, California on the pole of this one, just her 4th sprint car start of the season. To the outside, Seth Stanley, 25 at Yuba City. Last year, Seth ran full-time with the Sprint Car Challenge Tour, came home 6th in the point standings at season's end. 6W Billy Wallace won this event back in 2008. He is inside row number 2 out of Grass Valley. On his outside, the 7C, Caleb Montgomery out of Templeton. 9X Peter Paulson, 24K Koa Crane, 54 Carson Hall, and 15 Pat Harvey Jr.
Looking for some red hot.
In this heat race, Caleb Montgomery, if he finishes top 5, he'll make the dash. If he wins the heat race, he'll earn the pole position in the dash. We call that taking the challenge. Lights are out. Elk Grove Ford pace truck already on the infield. It'll be up to the 2, Brooklyn Holland, and 25, Seth Stanley. Down to the chalk stripe in turn number 4, we're green. Seth Stanley jumps out to the early lead ahead of Holland and Montgomery. Koa Crane, good drive to the inside of Billy Wallace. Looking to make the pass in 3 and 4. Down low, give the spot to Crane. Up front, it is a Stanley. Oh, Montgomery sideways through 1 and 2. He'll drop a couple positions. Here comes the 54 Carson Hall after the 7C. Up front, Brooklyn Holland all over Seth Stanley. And a 1 and 2 battle for the lead. 25 and the 2. Holland with another big run down the back straightaway. 54 Carson Hall sideways and slowing to a stop in turn number 2. That'll draw a yellow. Caution flag is out with 2 laps in the record books for the Mills Transmission 54 of Carson Hall. Carson fastest in hot laps earlier. With 2 laps down, 25, Seth Stanley leads, but Brooklyn Holland's been all over the last couple laps. Boa Crane will restart in 3rd. Billy Wallace and Caleb Montgomery rebounds there in the 5th spot. Caleb had a close moment over there in 1 and 2. Double file restarts. 25 of Stanley chooses the inside lane. That'll put the 2 of Holland on the outside. 24 K Crane and 6W Wallace in row 2. Caleb Montgomery, Peter Paulson, Pat Harvey, and Carson Hall. Double foul restarts until the halfway point, and heat races and lower mains. Now lights out, when to go signal given by your starter, Darren Stahl, up there on the flag stand here tonight. Leader Seth Stanley will choose the pace once he reaches the first pylon over there in 3 and 4. That signifies the start of the fire-off zone. Brooklyn Holland will try to stay right there with him. Pace truck to the infield. 2 laps down and 6 to go. And Holland challenge Stanley. We're going to find out. Stanley back out front. Holland right there on the tail tank as they motor down the back straightaway. Carson Hall to the inside of Caleb Montgomery looking for the transfer spot. It's Holland all over your leader, Stanley. And a 1 and 2. Stanley through the middle, Holland upstairs. And turn number 3, just a couple car lengths separate your front runners. This time by 4 down, 4 to go. Last time by, Seth Stanley turned the fastest lap of the race in Brooklyn sideways in turn 2. Will collect it and continue on though. And Carson Hall makes a bold move under Wallace. Caleb Montgomery gets under Coa Crane, and we have cars coming together. Carson Hall and Coa Crane. We stay green. Looks like a flat tire on the 54 though. Carson Hall slowing. Trying to get to the infield possibly. Well, yellow flag waves for the 54 of Carson Hall. Billy Wallace also exits to the infield. Flat record tire on the 54 of Hall here with 5 laps down and 3 to go. In single file restarts, once we reach the halfway point of heats and lower main, single file when we reach 10 to go in the feature. In the heat races, you only get 1 minute in the work area for a flat tire only. 3-lap shootout to decide King Racing Products. Heat race number 3, Seth Stanley, Brooklyn Holland, Caleb Montgomery, your top 3. Good restart there off turn 2 for Stanley. 6 laps down. Good shot there on CaliDirt.tv of the Salco Better Energy Swimming Pool Perfections. 25 at Seth Stanley. This time by, he'll accept the white flag. And this kid has shown a lot of speed here in 2025. Just looking for a little bit of luck on his side. As he rounds the final set of corners down to the checker flag, Seth Stanley wins heat race number 3. Brooklyn Holland second, Caleb Montgomery, Coa Crane, and Peter Paulson. Well, congratulations to Seth Stanley, the winner of heat race number 3, set out of nearby Yuba City, California. Brooklyn Holland came home second, Caleb Montgomery third. Montgomery will also make the dash. Coa Crane, Peter Paulson, your final transfers. Pat Harvey, Billy Wallace, Carson Hall to the B main. One final heat race to come for the Sprint Car Challenge Tour. This one is presented by ART Speed Equipment. On the pole at Sacramento, we find the 2A. It's going to be Austin Wood. To his outside, Auburn's Cody Gray in the number 4. Row 2 to the inside out of Dunnigan. We find the 9L. It is Luke Hayes. To the outside, fastest in this heat race from Elk Grove, 94, Bubba DeCaris. Third row to the inside of Glendale, Arizona, 02, Austin Torgerson. To the outside, starting 6th from Olivehurst, the 3F, William Fielding. Final row to the inside, 38 Tyler Cato out of Santa Rosa. And your final starter comes to us out of Quincy, California. The 44T is Austin Taborski. Again, 8 laps of distance, top 5. Moving on to the main event from the final Sprint Car Challenge Tour Heat Race. Well, again, Heat Race number 4 presented by ART Speed Equipment. The fourth and final stanza for the Elk Grove Ford Sprint Car Challenge Tour. 2A Austin Wood on the pole of this one, who is outside the 4 of Cody Gray. 9L Luke Hayes, 94 Bubba DeCaris in row number 2. 02 Austin Torgerson, 3F William Fielding from the third row, and the 38 Tyler Cato, 44T Austin Taborski, your final row. Great sprint cars already staged over there in the pit area. That's what we like for efficiency, trying to get you fans home at a decent hour. Got to follow the lead of Silver Dollar Speedway. You guys get it done at 9 o'clock every show. Lights out, looking for a good start. Turn number 4, Austin Wood, and Cody Gray going to lead you down. Well, last season's Rookie of the Year Placerville Speedway, Austin Wood, jumps out to the early lead ahead of Cody Gray and Bubba DeCaris. William Fielding looking down low under Austin Torgerson momentarily. Torgerson gets the better of it. Into 1 and 2, Bubba DeCaris slips up a little bit. Luke Hayes challenges on the bottom. Oh, great shot on CaliDirt.tv. Luke Hayes sawing at the wheel inside that 9L. Behind him, it is the 02 of Torgerson. William Fielding, Austin Taborski, and Tyler Cato. Fielding sideways on the high line, and he'll stop to draw the yellow. Caution flag waves for the Fielding Motorsports. 3F for William Fielding. Lost the handle over there in turn number 2. Officially 2 laps down. Up front, all about Austin Wood and the 2A, 15-year-old out of Sacramento. Ultra consistent start to the season at Placerville Speedway. The first 6 events, he has not finished outside the top 4. He leads Cody Gray, Bubba DeCaris, Luke Hayes, and Austin Torgerson. Back in the 3F, William Fielding off. Going to get the Pacific Highway Rental side by side in behind Fielding. Good tight shot there on CaliDirt.tv of the CR Wood Motorsports 2A. Last year, his rookie season, when it comes to wing sprint car racing, he'll choose the inside lane. The double file restart. To the outside goes the 4 of Cody Gray. Bubba DeCaris, Luke Hayes, they're in row number 2. Austin Torgerson, Austin Taborski, Tyler Cato, and William Fielding. Elk Grove Ford pace truck will pull to the infield. I believe Scott Russell at the helm on that this evening. Austin Wood will set the pace as the leader on this double file restart zone. Again, he can pick up the pace once he reaches the apex of 3 and 4. Good restart for the youngster as track conditions continually changing here tonight at the Hall Memorial. Cody Gray, Bubba DeCaris still second and third. Three laps down for Austin Wood. Right around half a second lead over Cody Gray. Bubba DeCaris still maintaining position number 3 over Luke Hayes and Austin Torgerson. Behind them, Taborski, Fielding, and Cato. 5 laps down, Austin Wood just turned the fastest lap of this race. Starting to pull away from the rest of the field. This time by, there'll be 2 to go.
Looking for a quick...
Cars again evenly spaced out around the speedway. This time by, the white flag is going to wave for Austin Wood. Back straight away for the final time into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, move Austin Wood into tonight's dash. He'll win the final heat race. Cody Gray second, Bubba DeCaris third, Luke Hayes fourth. Final transfer to Austin Torgerson. And I'll tell you, this kid's going to be one of the next big things in California. Austin Wood picks up the victory over Cody Gray, Bubba DeCaris, Luke Hayes, and Austin Torgus in your transfers. Final finishers, Austin Taborski, William Fielding, and Tyler Cato. That'll wrap up Sprint Car Challenge Tour heat races. Next up will be the Crate Sprint Cars.
Well, good heat races. GT, good job on the microphone. You're pretty good at that job. Where are you headed next? You're unbuckling everything and gonna head downstairs? Okay. GT wears an earpiece to help him listen to the broadcast. I gotta pick up one of those to figure out how to do that.
Got to get you the quarter-inch plug.
Quarter-inch plug. That's the goal here. All right, Crate Sprint Cars up next. And we'll have 2 heat races for our local weekly racers. Heat race number 1 will feature the 3D of Carl Trevol. Outside of him will be the 95 from Browns Valley. That'll be Misty Castleberry. Row 2, inside it'll be the 4K of Casey Carpenter. And outside the 4 of Cody Terry. Your third row, 24K, Aiden Bailey will get the start there. And outside of Aiden Bailey, welcome in the 7K of David Durr. Fourth row, big heat race here. Heat race number 1. It'll be the 45D of Derek Trevol and the 34, Caleb Engel. Now, Engel, with 2 wins this year, currently tied with Jacob Johnson for the top spot. Caleb Engel, number 34. He'll start deep in this race, 8th overall. Your 9th place starter all by themselves in row 5. It'll be the 98 of Leon Oshefka. Leon Oshefka, 9 cars, 8 laps, the first of 2 heat races for the Wing Crate Sprint Cars. Points coming into this event. This is a weekly point show for the Crate Sprint Cars. The 2 drivers involved at the top, Jacob Johnson and Caleb Engel, both with 183 points total. Then it's Matthew Kaiser, David Durr Jr., and Jason Valentine, your top 5. Casey Carpenter, Misty Castleberry, Mike Valentine, Koa Crane, and Derek Trevol, the top 10. Winners up to this point, Caleb Engel won the first race this year, the Toller Memorial for the Crate Sprint Cars on February 22nd. He backed it up with a win on March the 8th. That was the first points race. Jacob Johnson, his first of 2 wins, took place on March 15th. Backed that up on May the 3rd. And then Matthew Kaiser won his only race this year on April the 5th. 3 winners in 5 nights of racing up to this point for the Crate Sprint Cars. "17 cars entered tonight. We average about that many on a weekly race. Upwards of 20 was our biggest car count this year for the Wing Crate Sprint Cars. Division that keeps on growing. When we first brought this group to Marysville, I think we had 6 cars the first race. It's grown, continues to grow. Economical way to run a wing sprint car. If you want to find out more information about it, go visit one of these drivers after the races. We recommend the 95 of Castleberry. She'll have a lot of knowledge about these race cars, how much they cost, what it'll take to get one. Light is out. 8 laps, the scheduled distance. You keep track of it on the Marysville Raceway scoreboard off at turn 3. We set the pace off turn 4, and it's go time. Oh, crash them up, bang them up already. 3 of them involved. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Tough start to heat race number 1. 3 cars involved, 2 of them end up stopping. Should be the 7K of David Durr Jr. And also the 4 car. There is a red now on the track, red flag. Starts all now by Aaron Jones, no lap complete. So we'll go back to side by side restart. We have a full 8 laps remaining. We love the arrows into turn 3, directing the drivers where to go. Yeah, a little smiley face there at the end to remind them here, turn here. All right, we're going to show 5 cars remain. Field set once again. Dravol to the inside. Castleberry on the outside. That's the 3D versus the 95. Green flag. Trouble at the back of the field. We've got one doing 360 Krispy Kreme donuts. 24K. 8 Bailey around. We'll go yellow. Reroute from Reese Jacob. Tough break for Aiden Bailey. And Dikers. Good save again. Aiden Bailey would be a heck of a drifter. Put an orange coat out there. Of course, we refer to that because Gary Thomas's favorite movie as a child was Fast and the Furious. Still is. Vin Diesel is one of Gary's heroes. Yep, same size body build. All right, we'll try it again. Green. Castleberry the better start that time by Misty, wheeling and deal, but not able to get around the 3D. She'll drift up, open up the bottom to Caleb Ingle, baby. Good tight shot on CaliDirt.tv. Boy, that's a professional shot. Steven Spielberg would be proud of that. Now Misty goes to the bottom. She'll slide up to the top, try to find something. Look at her arms working back and forth. There goes Caleb Ingle. Up front, Carl Dravol dominating. About a half second quicker than anybody else on the racetrack. 4 down, 4 to go. Easy peasy so far for Carl Dravol up to this point. Caleb Ingle in second, Castleberry third. And oh, thank you, Gary, the 45D. Derek Dravol around. So the 45D spins around, that's Derek Dravol.
Looking for some red hot racing action to get you through this winter? Speed Sport 1 has what you need.